we basically just figured, well, hey, what if we just asked all these companies what they wanted to see from an innovation perspective? And then what if we found those innovations and brought them to them? Now, there's a little bit more involved with that. It's slightly more complicated, and it does take 6 months.
Back to kind of the mission and the work that has to be done to bring digital innovation into this industry. What's going on there?
Yeah, so logistics especially is a very highly competitive, low margin industry, right? Medical device, there's a little bit more intellectual property and protection going on, though it's still very competitive itself. But logistics, I mean, you're putting boxes on stuff and you're moving boxes from one point to another, and everyone's doing that, right? So it's incredibly competitive. Everyone's trying to get the best rates. Everyone's trying to be the most efficient, which to me says it's ripe for innovation, right? So Epicenter and Alchemist, Ian, we've loved doing this with you. We have a program that we run together called the Opportunity Challenge. So we started this last year in the logistics industry with the Logistics Opportunity Challenge. We're doing that again in the logistics industry this year, and next year in the medical device industry as well. Now, I've already sort of touched on the reasons why we wanted to work with these industries, right? They have outsized economic importance in our region. And to be quite honest and somewhat vulgar, that's where the money is, right? I came in and I'm like, startups need cash. Who has cash? I don't have cash. Epicenter doesn't have cash, but the logistics industry in Memphis has cash. So we thought that there was a way to harness the expertise and resources of these industries and bring them together with innovative technologies from across the country. And the way that we did that is I'm a former venture capitalist myself. Customer discovery, right? It's all about customer discovery. That is something that we preach, and it's something that we practice. So
Amen.
We basically just figured, well, hey, what if we just asked all these companies what they wanted to see from an innovation perspective? And then what if we found those innovations and brought them to them? Now, there's a little bit more involved with that. It's slightly more complicated, and it does take 6 months. But in the podcast format, that's how I'll describe it. And so we did that last year, and it went amazing. So we did this problem discovery workshop. Ian, you flew into Memphis. We had representatives from about 10 logistics companies in the room. We did a 2-day problem discovery workshop, and we generated a list of 15 problems that we then solicited applications for. We got applications from all over the country, tons of great companies, and it ended up with a demo day where we had 6 semifinalists pitching to a room full of potential customers in Memphis. And again, it's not that different from other accelerators, except for us, the focus is always on this customer industry connection, right? So people aren't pitching
and
for
the
investment.
Customer industry problem. What I found so interesting is that, Epicenter is able to, in a way that is really hard for any individual company, right? Or any individual kind of enterprise or organization in, say, the logistics space, pull together, a group of companies, pull together the ecosystem, many of whom are complementary, but many of whom may be competitors, and identify problems and challenges that matter to all of them. And so one of the things that I found so interesting is the not just the willingness but the ability of the Memphis logistics industry to identify these challenges that really mattered and were worth investing in. And, when you have a problem that is worth solving and then you find someone who can solve it, you've kind of got, a match made in heaven there, right?
That's the exact idea. And I think when Epicenter is at its best, right, that's what we are, is we're the conduit, we're the connector, right? We're not solving these problems. We're not identifying the problems really, but what we're doing is we're just going to people with problems, asking them about their problems, and then going to people who are solving those problems and asking them about their solutions. And then I like to say, we just make introductions, right? At the end of the day, that's mostly what we do.